Lawana, are you doing slides today or is it just you?
Just me.
Okay. Okay.
Just me.
So what I'm going to do, Lawana, is I'm going to set the clock. You've got 25 minutes. All you, girl.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim, for inviting me to speak today. I've been looking forward to this. And thank all of you for giving us your time. This is very special to me. My name is Lawanna Parker, and I am a blogger, podcaster, and author. I do host a book and author show on Sundays, which is a lot of fun. And I am an independent beauty consultant. Now, today, my topic is about looking good on camera. So, I will share some tips with you on how you can look good, not only on camera, but even at your live events. So, let's begin with now, it's important that you have a good camera and that you don't do what I just did, have Facebook and the camera program going at the same time. But you do need a good camera. Now, I haven't tried them all, so I'm not going to recommend one that you can use, but you should have a backup to go with your equipment. For example, I'm using the camera that's with my laptop. It works just fine. But if something should happen to that camera, I do have a webcam, a Logitech webcam that I can use as well. I always have a backup just in case. Now, one of the things that helps you to look good is your lighting. That's very important. And I didn't realize in the beginning how important it was. I just knew that sometimes I looked dark, sometimes it seemed like the lighting was flowing in and out, and I couldn't understand what was going on. Well, you need to have your lighting in front of you, not behind you, because if it's behind you, it casts you in shadows and makes things appear kind of on the dark side. In front of you, it helps to lighten up your face and everything around you. Now, mine is directly in front of me. You can have it off to the side if you prefer, not to have it glowing in your face. But for me, this works to have it directly in front of me. So that's one thing that you can do. You want to make sure when you have that camera and you're on camera that your surroundings is not cluttered. Now, I know it's the popular thing. Everybody's at home, they're relaxing, and it's okay to just lay back and I I'm relaxing. I'm in my home. So I don't have to be sitting up straight. I don't have to do any of that stuff. People want us to be authentic. Well, you can be authentic, but with a little less clutter. And in some cases, people really they don't have another place to use. For a while, I had only one spot in my house that I could use, and there was all kinds of things around me. And I am quite sure that every time I went on camera, people were looking at what is that over there? What's that thing there? Instead of paying attention to what I had to say. Lucky for me, I have another room that became available, and it's a blank wall. Now, I could have just stuck with the blank wall, but I wanted something else. So I found a backdrop that works for me. It's up on the wall, and it gives the impression that I am in an office, a high rise office on top of that, which is kind of cute and funny because people who know me know I am not going up that high. That's just too high for me. I won't even get in a plane. I don't like them. So, anyway, but you want to make sure the area, if you don't have a backdrop or a place where you can put something up, try to keep it less cluttered. Take away all those things that are not necessary because people are looking at those things. They may say, it's okay. We're not worried about that. Just be you. But they are paying attention. And while they may not say it to you, they're probably commenting to others about, oh, wow, did you see her room? Or did you see how she was laying on the couch while talking to us or looking at on the camera? So be careful of things like that. The other thing you need to think about is colors. Now, as you can see, my backdrop is light and it's a light blue. So anytime I'm wearing colors, I try to make sure I have colors that are going to stand out from that backdrop. Now I do wear blue, but I do make sure that blue is darker than that because I don't want to blend into the background. And that can happen if you're not careful. So always be aware of the colors that you're wearing anytime you're going to be on camera and you're sitting in your office or someone else's office because you want to make sure people are paying attention to you and not worrying about the fact that, oh, she looks faded. What happened to her? So the other thing you can do with the with clothing, if you're wearing something that's like you can accessorize it. I like to accessorize things and add some clout, as I put it, to what I'm wearing and help make me look a little more professional than just sitting there. And I don't have it any on today because I figured with this particular top, uh, it wouldn't quite look well and it wouldn't show because it would end up falling below. So no point in putting any accessories on. But you can do put things like maybe a beautiful barrette or something in your hair, a necklace that fits well with your outfit. Make sure the clothing and colors and things do work well for you in your coloring. Now, there's another one other thing I wanted to add about hair because sometimes we have our hair where it gets in our face. You want to be careful of that. You don't want to be constantly pushing your hair back because once again, you're distracting people from paying attention to what it is that you have to say. So if you can pull your hair back or if it's cut in a style that it will just stay to the side of your face rather than falling in your face and you're constantly pushing it back, then that's great because you don't need that type of distraction. It's hard enough to get people interested and retaining their interest in what you have to say without them looking at what you're doing rather than listening to what you have to say. Now, makeup, which is one of the things that I had to I had to start accepting. It was very important when you're on camera because you want to look your best. So, ladies, the first thing you're going to do is start out with a clean face. You want to make sure you wash all the stuff off your face. And now I'm teaching a little class here. You're getting this for free, okay? You're going to clean your face very well and then put on a good moisturizer. And I like to wait about 5 or 10 minutes after I put my moisturizer on my face to give it a chance to dry and soak into the skin. Once I've done that, then I find uh, a concealer, a good concealer, because I do have some little uh, dark circles under my eyes. Unfortunately, that's one of the things that happen as you grow older. And someone said, "Why do you always remark about your age?" Because I'm proud of it. That's why. Not everybody lives to be my age. So, anyway, I do have some dark circles, so I have to put concealer on there. And again, I like to let it dry for a moment before I add the foundation. Now, when you're using foundation, because you're going to be on camera, you want to find something that's just a little bit darker than your complexion so that you show up well and you want to get it blended in very well. And one of the things I have found that works extremely well is when I use either a sponge or a blender or even a tissue, and I make sure that I use it, what do they call that term? Buffing. Get it in there really well. Okay, so that it starts to look like it's really part of me and not something that I've added on. And once I do that, then I will take my translucent flour uh, powder and go over it. And once again, I will do the buffing before I add my uh, cheek blush, or if I want to add definition. I have a wide face, so I tend to sometimes I will put in a little darkening here to kind of round off the squareness to make it look a little better. Uh, these are just a few of the things that you can do when applying makeup to determine how you want to look. All of this is great, but then there's one other thing that you need to think about. I mentioned earlier about how sometimes people tend to be a little bit slouchy when they're in front of the camera. Now, my problem is not being a little slouchy. My problem is staying still because I get excited and sometimes I get a little animated and I'm moving all over the place. But that's because I'm enjoying what I do. You want to have good posture when you're on camera. So try to keep your shoulders back and lift your chest up. When you do this, this helps to give you confidence, and people who are watching you see someone who is confident in what they're doing. So in doing these things, this will help you to become an even better person on camera. Now, a little bit about who I am, and the reason I'm talking about these so much is because I'm a person who had to be talked into getting on camera. As Tim will tell you, he tried several times to get me to get him in front of a camera, and I always found a reason or excuse why I couldn't do it. But once I did, I discovered I really liked it. And what I had to learn was how not to be appear where I didn't, people couldn't see me. Those first videos that I did, they were very bad. Let's just tell the truth. They were bad. They look bad. But that comes with practice and comes with people giving you comments and you learning how to change what's there before you. Now I enjoy it very much. I look forward to training. I love sharing knowledge with people, and it's just exciting to be a part of this show today. I've learned so much by being a part of what Tim is going because he'll make me get out there and do stuff even when I don't want to. So, what I shared with you today, I hope is what you were looking for in talking to uh, uh, you about how to look good on camera. I want all of you to look good when you go out there. When someone sees you on camera, I want them to think, wow, look at that lady or that gentleman. And all the things that I talked about were mainly for women. But you know, men, it applies to you as well. You don't want to go out there and not look your best. So I encourage you to find a routine that works for you. You can even put on light foundation if you've got blotches in your face and you don't want that to show. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not asking you to walk around all day with it just for that time that you're on a video camera. And having someone help you with that is great. I'm more than happy to help anyone who uh, express an interest in learning more about applying foundation and cosmetics so that you appear to look your best when you are on camera. Now, if you have any questions, I'm more than happy to share any knowledge that I have so that we have some interaction here. Katrina, thank you so much for those wonderful ideas. I took some good notes on those, so thank you for that. Does anyone have questions about applying foundation or any other part of looking good on camera?
Wait a minute, what do guys do? What are some things guys should do? Because I'm not into makeup, Lawana. What are some things I should do to make my appearance not like shiny or something?
Well, you can use the foundation and a powder, and I highly recommend that you use a foundation. And they have one that's supposed to be higher definition that will take that out. I have not tried it yet, so I can't swear behind him, but it's supposed to
Mhm.
help that with the shine. However, I use a translucent powder, which
Mhm.
I just put all over my face. And then, as I was saying before, I will take either a sponge or a napkin or something and just press it into my skin. And it makes all the difference in the world. Uh, I have some blotches in my skin that
Mhm.
when you look at it real close on a picture or something, it's very noticeable, and it doesn't look as attractive on camera or anything. So with the foundation, even though it doesn't cover it up completely, it gives it a naturalness that somehow is smoothed out so that it doesn't show up as blotches. It just looks natural. Just
Mm. Yeah. So Paul Russo put in there, why did you start coming to Blog and VideoCon?
well, let's see. I met you in 2015 or 2016 at the Public Speakers Association, and I met you through Katrina. She introduced us, and I was interested in blogging at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And you were talking about blogging, so I immediately latched onto you, and we've been friends ever since. You got me to blogging, you got me on video, you've got, you are partly responsible for me doing podcasting as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
So I come to VideoCon, blogging VideoCon, because I want to learn more. I know if I don't know everything, and every time I come, I hear someone sharing something that teaches me a little bit more.
Yeah. Yeah. So here's something else that, well, that Katrina put in there. I met you at Katrina's event, and actually there's a video that you recorded interviewing me in the hallway at Katrina's event.
Yes, I did.
I don't think you were on camera yet, too.
Not officially, but I did record it. And you're right, Katrina. This was after
Yeah,
I
that was
met
after.
him.
Yeah, that was after that. Yeah, because
And I was really,
you and I actually had lunch together too. Yeah.
yes, we did. And I was really excited about the blogging. So when I was at Katrina's event and I found out you were going to be there as well, so I immediately went over as soon as you were free, because you were surrounded with people who wanted to talk with you. And you have no idea how much courage it took me to ask you for that interview. And I almost dropped when you said yes,
Yeah.
because I just knew you were going to say, well, no, I don't do that. So it was great. I
Here's a
still
lesson.
have
All right.
that interview. I still
Yeah.
have that interview.
Yeah.
And
Those people who invest in my programs, I do all kinds of things for them. So yeah.
yes, it was fun. And you're also in a book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I
I'm
took
not
that
so popular.
interview.
So this is one thing that comes up a lot, and I don't know if this is in you, but yeah, Katrina just put something in there as well. And I have the problem, and I keep trying to find glasses that don't do this, is glasses reflecting. Like you can see my lights in it. Now I have 3 different sets of glasses here. This one here takes some of the reflection. No, it doesn't take it away. But this one here does. I'm getting used to it. These are a weird, they're supposed to be auto focusing glasses, and I just need to come up with a better pair. So, because they do, when you look up into the camera, like if I'm looking at the camera, the lights reflect on it. You know?
Well, I guess I'm lucky because my glasses I can't, believe it or not, I can't see if I wear them right at my eyes like that. So if you'll notice, they tend to sit down on my nose most of the time, which in my case helps resolve the reflection problem. So I
Yeah.
don't have that as much. It's there, but it's not quite as obvious as when you're wearing your glasses right up at your eyes.
I can't, like, if I put it up here, it's like if I'm trying to read something, most of the time I have them down here because I'm reading down here, but the camera's up there. You know what I mean? And yeah.
And that's the other thing. When, for example, I have notes, okay, but I try to glance at the note and keep my eye at the camera as well. So if I get to a point where I need to look down, I just kind of slide the note up a little bit, so it doesn't show on the camera, and take a quick glance down as if I'm just, looking around, and then go right on ahead with what I was doing, because it is important that you connect with your audience, and you can't connect with your audience if you're not looking at them, and you have to look at that camera. Sometimes I have to put something up there to make sure I look at that little spot, because my eyes want to look right at the picture that I'm that's in front of me.
And I'm always adjusting my screen based on what I'm doing. And earlier I had it all the way up. And if you notice, I'm like rearranging things here in the
Mhm,
office while I'm doing it. So,
mhm.
but like, it's always where my screen's at. I'm trying to get additional cameras so I can come in and you know what I mean. It's different lighting with different cameras. But anyway, that's
You know, that was the other thing I had meant to mention. Thank you for reminding me. I didn't have it on my notes. But when you're doing things like this, you should have an extra either laptop or your phone or something in case things go wrong.
yeah.
You have something else that you can go to because that has happened to people in the past. It's even happened to me, and it's very embarrassing when it does. But it's all part of technology today, and it's one of the things we can people will excuse us about. So I always have a spare of everything. I've got a spare microphone, spare cameras, spare laptop. So if something goes wrong, you can keep right on going.
Yeah. So yeah, I've got everything rearranged. Like I just moved my thing that was right here. I'm rearranging my whole office, and that was part of what I'm doing today because tomorrow, you're talking about spare camera. This computer has been giving me problems for weeks. I got a new hard drive, new RAM and stuff, and I have the laptop here in case I need it. But all this gets torn apart. I'm clearing everything and making space because I'm tearing this all apart tomorrow myself. I
Wow.
got sick of it. I got sick of it enough that I'm going to tear it apart myself and fix it.
It's great.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, I want to thank you again for inviting me to be a part of the program today.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, this is amazing. It's the speakers who have been on here so far have just been fabulous. In fact, I've taken so many notes, and I have the help of Otter.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not aware of it, Otter.ai, very helpful for taking notes, transcribing for you. I love that. Anyway, thank you again. I hope I've answered most of the questions for others who may have thought about how can I look better on camera. Unfortunately, the only chair I have is the one behind me, and it has that little white thing on the back of it. So if you're wondering what that is, it's the back of my chair.
So on the back of my black one, see, I have this. It's not quite the gaming chairs, but I have the back one. Yeah. Anyway.
Mhm.
Well, Lawanna Parker, I thank you for dropping in today, showing us how to look better on camera. All right. Be sure to go follow Lawanna. All right. Give her a big round of applause. Round of applause.
Thank you. And you can find me at email me rather at lawannaspeaks.com. Be happy to answer any further questions you have or anything related to beauty.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So, all right. Well, thank you, Lawanna.
You're welcome.